We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next. Today on an all-new Daily Helpline, please welcome Dr. Judy Ho.
My question for you is it okay for you to just be?
Or I'm, too nerdy or too skinny or the glasses.
Do you feel like you're a loser?
So are they basically just throwing themselves at you?
I mean, sometimes, yeah.
He thinks a woman's supposed to be at home.
As a mother of 5 who's here at work today, I have serious problems with it.
I'm Miles, that Cox?
And I'm Spirit. And there is no better feeling than being able to help someone who's really in need. And that's exactly what we're here to do today. We're lucky to have a very special friend and colleague joining us today. And I want you to help me welcome licensed clinical therapist and professor at Pepperdine University, Dr. Judy Ho. How are you feeling?
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my
I'm really
gosh,
excited.
this is such a thrill for us too, because you specialize in some really amazing things that I think are really going to help a lot of our guests out today.
Well, let's get to our first story. Being a single working mother of 4 children isn't easy for anyone. Yeah. But add a special needs child in the mix, the situation can get dangerous. Take a look at Xochitl's story.
And I'm 42 years old. I'm a single mother. I have 4 beautiful children. Ronaldi, my 7-year-old, I call him my unique baby. Ronaldi was diagnosed with ADHD in 2013 and Asperger's about 6 months ago. But when the meltdowns come, he can start cussing, he can start throwing things at us. You don't want this one no more, right?
Remember I want this one?
Yes, sorry. The other kids are seeing all this and they're all like, do something about it. What are you gonna do about it? I'm like, what do you want me to do about it? It's always Ronaldi did something. Kids will catch on that he's a little different and they'll start looking at him like, it's a weird kid. And then they'll try to get away from him and he wants to go and play with him. That kills me because he thinks that they're playing tag and they're really running away from him. It's difficult for me to see my other 3 children struggle with their little brother. I don't think I'm getting through to them. They think that I have a preference over him. I'm just trying to calm the situation down. I'm really hoping that Miles and Spirit will help me try to show my children how to deal with it.
Beautiful family, Xochitl. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Judy, I wonder what you could offer to this conversation here.
I think one of the things is you have to try to farm out some of the help that you need for your child, your youngest child with the special needs, to other people. There's a lot of great social skills groups, for example, that are designed just for kids who are like your youngest. And they can teach him the skills to relate to people better so that you're not always having to be in the middle of all your kids and trying to pit them against each other.
Yeah, and I wonder how she's taking care of herself. So Xochitl, tell us, what's the hardest part for you?
Balancing it all out. I just try to balance it out the best I can. And sometimes I can't. Sometimes I say, I can't right now. I just give mommy, this is what I always say, it's 1 against 4. Back off for just a little while.
Yeah, right? You're like, hold on a minute. I'm Superwoman, but come on. This is too unfair.
I go back to the tape piece and that little boy on the playground who thought he was playing tag with these kids and they're making fun of him and trying to get away from him. Mm-hmm. That hit me. And I know there's got to be a lot of grief and sadness around this piece of watching your son struggle amongst not just his siblings, but out in the world too. Mm-hmm. And I just wonder, how does that feel? And is there any part of you that has experienced that as well in your childhood? Not being understood.
I was, although I was born here, my parents are both, Mexican. I didn't speak English. That was not my first language. I remember I wanted to do a group project. I was in 3rd grade. I still remember that. And they said, no, it's too crowded here. And I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know what crowded means. And I'm like, and I didn't know what it meant. And I still sat down. I knew it was a negative, but then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to let them know I don't know what that means. And then they said, we told you it's crowded. I go, what does that mean? And then they started laughing at me. And then they knew, oh, she doesn't really know English like we thought she would. So I guess that is one of the things I always remember, how that rejection and how then everybody knew I really didn't speak.
What's it like to be rejected?
It's awful. It's an awful feeling. When I saw it be done on my child, it's like I wish I was a child and I'd go beat him up. No, but
Every mother does.
Yep. Those fantasies are healthy.
and I saw how cruel they were to him, and I wanted to get him out of there.
And the hard part is she can't save him from the world. can
Exactly.
she?
Right.
Exactly.
No, we can't. And you know, Miles, I'm so glad that you brought this up, because it feels like maybe she's trying to save, you're trying to save your child from the same pain and hurt that you went through. And so you're
Definitely.
rushing to his help, you know?
Rushing on the playground, rushing in the house, trying to save him even from his siblings,
Yes.
instead of having a functional way that we'll all deal with this. And even trying to beg them to understand.
If there's one thing I could do for you today, it would be a wake-up call. Because I think there's a part of you that's asleep at the wheel here. In your tape piece, I thought you got it. I was watching that and I really empathized and connected. And then when I see you up here, I see you in your head a lot, just telling this story. And I get it. But I want to know what cuts you off from this emotion. I mean, because I know what you've experienced. You told us. You've experienced tremendous pain. You're in a lot of fear. You don't feel that your family's safe. You're at a crisis point. The story you're telling me right now does not feel like crisis.
I guess I'm angry at what happened in my past, and I'm dealing with it on my own. It would be so nice if I could concentrate on him and the other person would have had time to spend with the other kids. And instead, I use my oldest daughter a lot. And then I think, God, I wish that other person was here helping me out. He can see what I'm going through with our child. And then I shake it off. I go, no, it's just me. It's just me. Like I'm doing it right now. I'm shaking it off because it's just me. That's reality. You know, I'm not going to wish upon, that person to come back into their life. I can't force that. So, like right now, I'm like shaking it off right now. I can feel myself calming down now.
But it's not shaking it off. It's let me go back inside and put the armor back on. And I really don't want to have to deal. It's the coping mechanism.
That's right.
And it's not healthy.
And
You
what
don't have to be
happens
super mom.
when your emotion gets shut off? I saw it earlier when you make decisions that are pretty irrational. You go to a place of relying on other teenagers to raise your kids. You see that? And
I hate it. I do realize that, and I hate it. And I always tell her how thankful I am to her. I always do. I go, thank you for helping me out, Mommy. She's all, no problem, Mom. But she's a teenager,
Right.
and she needs to be a teenager.
my guess is there was a part of you at some age, and you told us a little bit of that story that didn't get some needs met. And now you've got these kids that are imperfectly perfect and aren't getting their needs met in some way, and when they don't, it's right in your face, and you feel like, even when you said, I feel like it's 1 against 4, it should be 1 supervising 4. You're not one of them, you are the mother here. And I know that's a hard thing to hear, and I know it's painful, and I'm okay with that because I want today to be a wake-up call. That going forward, you do this differently. That you are not them, you are separate from them. And the more you learn to take care of you, stay in your lane, stay with your emotions, and stay connected to this heart and who you are that's never gotten what it needed, today, let that in. Stay open. You don't have to parent perfectly. But the way to make your home safer and to make these kids more connected is to mirror connection.
And to
Show-
be connected. Right?
Yeah.
Get connected. And go ahead.
Xochitl, you don't have to be super mommy all the time. You can delegate, but delegate appropriately. So instead of delegating to your older children, you've got to delegate the help that your child needs, and maybe all your children need, to professionals, people who know how to deal with special needs children. There are low-cost resources in the country. There are low-cost resources in Los Angeles. A lot of universities have clinics where they're running programs, social skills programs for kids with special needs. let them deal with that part. The help group, H-E-L-P, the help group is great. They have an online website, so just go to thehelpgroup.com and they will link you in with various resources, get you to the right people. And UCLA runs a social skills program for kids and teens on the autistic spectrum. It's called the PEERS program, P-E-E-R-S. Okay. So check that out. They're very, very good at what they do.
Don't worry, we'll make sure you get it, okay?
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
give it to you before you leave here today. And I thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. Thank you.
Sophie.
New day today, okay? We've got more of the Daily Helpline when we come back, so stick around with us. Coming up, let's be real about this.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
isn't
You're
just,
right,
hey,
you're right.
why did you say that? This hurt my feelings. You can get pretty downright nasty and ugly and angry.
I can, yeah.
We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.